What is going on, everybody? I am Dadbod. Tonight we are taking a look at the hidden strawberry in Chapter 1 of Into the Jungle, Verdant Trail. You know, in Chapter 1A Vanilla, if you beat the map without dashing, you are awarded a flying golden strawberry. In this, we have a very similar situation, although it is, instead of dashing, it's grabbing. So this could pose a little bit of a challenge, but this tutorial hopefully will help you get through it, because I know, though some of it is pretty straightforward, there are a couple rooms in here that are pretty darn tough, and there were a couple setups that I thought were pretty good, and if anything it could help if you're going for a double golden run or something of that nature. I will say the kind of prerequisites of this are you got to know some advanced tech. If you don't know advanced tech, go to the spring collab, get into the gym, and learn some of that, because I'll be referencing a couple of those things. I also assume that you've done Dashless 1A. I feel like that should be pretty straightforward. So let's get started. Alright, so the first big room in this challenge, there are three ways of going about it. They all start with an extended super. So the first one we're going to do is an extended super and just hit the little corner here. And if you don't like the setup, this little spike jump right there, I found it a little bit easier if when we get this super dash, we can neutral on this wall here, which kind of sets us up better for that spot. So as I've been working on the double golden video, I found one more strat for this room that actually works really well if you're not trying to do any of the weird little corner spike jumps or neutrals or stuff like that. And it essentially just requires screen transition. We're going to screen transition and then wall bounce off the piece of land that's directly above me, the one that's 2 tiles wide. And then we're going to neutral up the wall and just kind of jump off. Mind the little, whatever this thing is that's hanging from the ceiling. But you should just be able to dash across without having to do anything else. So it looks like this. And just dash across. Easy. Alright, so the third and final, if you are confident in your neutral game, we'll just catch our neutral at the very highest point and move over all the way to the right, and we should be able to neutral the spot right there. So 3 different ways of tackling that. Try it out, see what you like best. Extended hyper over this. Easy, easy, easy. This one we're going to want to land on the far left of the platform, do an extended super dash so we can get our dash back but get a little bit more height. And that'll take us to the top. That one's pretty simple. This one's obviously straightforward. Easy clap. We're going to get to the next one. We're going to want to screen transition to get up here. Now at this one, we're going to want to just look for that that piece right down there to do our wall bounce. You can do the one a little bit higher up. That one I found just to be the most consistent of all of them. Alright, now in this room, we have to get to the space in the top of the room. Normally, we would bounce off this guy, get on the rope, but since we can't neutral the rope, we need to find the right setup. And if we look here, there's a tree in the background. We want to first line Maddie up right there, and we want to move 1 pixel forward, too far, right there. If you dash up and do a wall bounce at the height of your dash, Maddie will get a wall bounce. You'll just want to make sure you move over to the left a little bit. See, I missed it. And then you're in. Easy. This room actually, in my double golden attempts, it's actually killed me way more times than I've wanted it to. Only because the hitbox changes for these little plant guys when they attack. So you got to be mindful of that. Very important to kind of keep track of. See, their hitbox kind of just dies. So you can, if you're fast enough, just find a timing that you like. There's also going to be a lot of times where I'm using my dash just to correct for timing or positioning. So we'll be using that a bunch too. With this room, we are going to want to start by landing on the very far right side and perform an extended reverse super dash. That gets us the distance and our dash back if we need to correct, which sometimes and most of the times we do. Here's another one where the plant can kind of disrupt your flow, so find something that you like. You know, there's a lot of different ways of going about it. I just land here, wait till he does his thing, and then move on. Easy. Same here. Just find something that you like. This one is very straightforward. Just bounce. Make sure, obviously, we get over that, because if not, you shall die. Alright. Alright, this room gave me some trouble, only because it's a vertical room, and I didn't realize that wooden platform in the top left of the screen. So we need to just screen transition to get up there. If it takes you a couple minutes, it's because it's annoying. Maybe it's just me, but I'm going to fast forward until I get to this spot, because it sometimes takes me a while to do all that, just because of the way that the screen transition works. It's not... Alright, let's do that. Oh, okay, finally. That is annoying. Then we just do a reverse super from that spot, wall bounce to get up here. Look at that little tortoise. I like it. Did tortoise make that? A little bit of dash management here. This is another one where we're just gonna screen transition, bounce off this guy. Easy clap. Straightforward. There are a couple straightforward rooms going here before we get to some of the harder stuff. This room we can check out really quick. So most consistent method I found is a reverse super at the peak of this little zip platform. We're going to wall bounce off the space that the little plant boy's chilling out on, and we're going to bounce off him, wall bounce. First we got to pay the tax, because that's how it works. You got to pay the tax, always pay the tax. But I found that to be a really easy. We obviously are not going to get that flying berry, so let's move on. Alright, this one is just a really easy wall bounce. Just catch that. It takes a little bit of practice because it's one tile, but not too bad. Let's take a look at this one really quick, because this one is kind of weird. We need to start by doing an extended hyper dash, because we're going to fall down. We need to keep our dash all the way at the bottom. But you're not going to be able to just move to the left to get through that. We're going to actually have to bounce off this little space right here. Once you get it, it's not too bad. Pay the tax, but let's do that really quick. Boom. Get that and move. 2 tries, not too bad. This next one here, a couple different options, but the easiest one that I found is we're going to get as much height as we can so we can get a bounce off this little plant boy here. You can either move as close to this little flower cactus vine spiky thing and get a vertical dash, which is going to land you on the platform right there. You can also diagonal into it. It's really personal preference. From there, actually, we're going to land in this space here, make our way up, and in the little corner, we're going to do a reverse wave dash to victory. And see, we can stand on these spaces here, get in this spot, boom. All right, checkpoint. Getting into some of the harder stuff. All right, so this room was probably one of the most difficult for me. It accounted for a lot of deaths. Initially, I thought about like doing a corner boost from that space right there, and then just making my way up and around and landing on that space right above it. But that was really hard, because if you tried to stick to the left, you would just die because the spikes are too high. So you'd have to kind of maneuver around, and then sometimes you wouldn't land on the platform where you could stand. You would land on the very highest point of that, so you'd have to be ready for a neutral jump, which was a real pain in the butt. The most consistent strat I found is to corner boost around the 2 spike flowers and then just neutral the wall. It looks like this. So we're going to walk off the ledge a little bit, get our reverse super so we can get the distance and the height. And then we'll just land right here. We have our dash back, and we are moving on. If you think the other way works better, like, do it, practice it. I'm able to do that room in typically 1 to 2 tries every single time. This next room here is going to be, normally you would be climbing up the tree, but we see that space in the top right where we can stand. So we are going to wall bounce on the highest part of the green that we see there, get a reverse super on this platform, and then dash up to correct for our time. So get our reverse super, dash up, and now it's just a couple wall bounces. Make sure you get your timing right on the wall bounces. Easy. This is the hardest room of the entire challenge. All right, nice job, guys. All right, so this room actually has a couple different ways of doing it that I've found to be pretty effective, so let's take a look at this. Look at that toucan. He's just like talking a bunch of smack on you. It's like, you can't do this. You get a job, dude. Rude. Rude freaking toucans, man. All right, so both of these are going to start with an extended hyper dash. So the first one, we're going to extend it hyper diagonal into the refill.
Dash horizontally onto this little plant boy.
And then we're going to dash into this bottom space of land here, neutral up the wall. And then we have two setupless corner spike jumps. They're actually not that difficult if you did dashless 1A. It should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's take a look. So extended, boom. And we're on this wall. You can, if you get the right height on your neutral, you can go up higher and skip one of them, but it's really not bad. Let's take a look at the second option. So the second option is going to start the same way. We're going to extend it hyper, dash into the crystal, bounce on this little plant boy, but we are then going to do a shorter corner spike jump here. And then we're also going to make our way into this tiny corner for one bit of correction, because that correction is going to let us do a setup corner spike jump. We'll be able to neutral onto this wall here and just bypass those two little spike jumps altogether. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we have our extended bounce right here. So it takes a little bit of practice, but that method is actually pretty solid. All right, this room is free. Just make sure you get the height there. This room can be kind of annoying. I like to stick to the far right side of this platform only because a horizontal dash doesn't really do a good job. And, oh wait, I forgot to pay the tax on those earlier ones. Let's do that really quick. I think I did it twice. Yep. You got to pay the tax, guys. Just saying. As I was saying, it's not this jump is not free because I found it to be most consistent getting a diagonal upwards dash. So being right here gives you a little bit of extra time and space, and then boom. All right. This next one is fairly straightforward. We're going to get over here, neutral up this wall. We are going to dash and bounce off this little plant boy. We're going to take the space that he is kind of living in, and we're going to use it to wave dash and then dash up to correct ourselves to land on this little platform. Now once we're up here, we can see this little wall right here. You can wall bounce that, and it'll get you the distance. Sometimes, depending on when you jump, you may not get all the way over here, so be ready to get a neutral jump if you need to. All right, let's take a look at this one, because this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 setup-less corner spike jumps, which may look intimidating, but it's actually not too bad. A couple different ways of getting to this, I guess, the setup to that, which is right below the refill there. But once you're there, we are going to jump dash, and you want to land on the far right side of the first little corner jump. There's no spike there. Keep in mind, if you hit that at the highest point, I think the first 2 pixels, and you just hold right, you will not hit the next spike jump. I try to get a little bit lower, and when you just hold right, you'll bounce on it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Catch the refill, do it all over again. Same thing. If you get too high on this third corner spike jump, you will go too far, and it will be a bad time. But there are a couple different options for the very last one, so let's check it out. Personally, I start with a reverse super, neutral, correct myself, It's just because I was very impatient. So this part here, we're going to just do it like that. First try. Let's go. All right, this next room here. Oh, I keep forgetting to pay the tax. Keep forgetting. We didn't forget that time. Remind me to pay the tax if I don't do it here, because I'm just talking. So we're going to ride this one up. This is the last room of the challenge. Ride this up. The thing I found to be the easiest is after we land on this platform, we're just going to short hop because it moves out of the way and you don't want to die. We're going to wave dash this bottom platform and just catch a wall bounce. Be careful. If you can catch the wall bounce where the longest piece of land is there, good. If not, just make sure that your wall bounce is pretty quick, and then we're going to bounce off this little plant boy, and we are going to collect the most delicious piece of fruit ever. But first, got to pay the tax. All right, let's do this. Boom, easy clap. Let's get it. All right. That is everything. You did it. If you were playing along, that is. If you were just watching, what are you waiting for? You need this delicious piece of fruit in your life. Do it now. That is all we have. I hope this was informative. I hope this helped you guys out. Let me know if this did down in the comments below. We got plenty more to come. Thank you very much. Until next time, have a great night. Easy.